Hey everyone. I had a couple requests to do just kind of an overview of the truck after doing my trailer build overview. So I figured I'd make another video of the truck. The truck was built quite, it's probably at least 3 or 4 years ago. Built it while I was in college. Just a little, I guess not little, but kind of short project that I did. Probably built it over about 6 months or so. I originally started to design it. I had a Ford F-150 body that I was going to try and make it off of, but the body just ended up kind of a little bit too small and just kind of wonky looking. So I ended up finding this body on eBay, and after I bought it, uh, it was a lot more proportional to what I needed, and I think it worked out a lot better for making this type of truck. As far as the body goes, it's a New Bright, one of the cheap RC truck bodies that, for the most part, I mean, it's really detailed. Got a lot of little details. I'll try not to mess with the camera too much, but pretty nice body. As far as the bed goes, I did modify it from the New Bright stock bed because the stock bed comes with a roll cage and has molded pieces in there for the roll cage. So I didn't really care too much for that, and it was a lot more shallow. Probably only went to about right here. So cut all that out. Made a new bed out of some styrene. Just filled it. I mean, you can tell that the filling is or the filler isn't. It's far from perfect, but it wasn't intended just to be a work truck, so I didn't get too worried about it. Painted it black, and I think it looks a lot more scale like that. You get your toolbox. Just have a bunch of chains and stuff. Some binders that I use. I think that's about it in there. As far as everything else goes, not a whole lot. Just kind of go back around. Of course, you get your hitch and everything, bumper. I guess you get your lights. This is for it's a wig-wag controller. So one click, the switch is under here. One click is for on, and then so you got front and back, and then another click is after that. You just basically just go through the speeds. So you got slow wig wag, and then just progressively faster. But you got that, and then you also got the light bar on top. Okay, camera battery died, so sorry about that. But anyways, it's for a police car, scale police car. Ended up talking to the company. They said they'd make it all in amber lights, so I will try and find the link, put it in the description. I'll try to do the same for the wig-wag kit. I think it's also meant for a police car setup for just model police cars, but just adapted it to this. It works really well. Also runs the lights for my trailer, which back here you got the light plug-in, and then this is just for the speed controller. I'll go over that whenever we get to the chassis and all that, electronics underneath. We also got the mirrors. It came with just the typical mirrors for like a mid-size or a half-ton truck. I guess you can get them on the 3/4 tons, but just the smaller non-tow mirrors. And I wanted to change that, so what I ended up doing was just designed the mirrors and 3D printed them to work. So they articulate and everything. Then on the back side, they are actual mirror, or they simulate mirrors. It's not perfect, but cut out aluminum and inlaid it in there. I polished it beforehand, so it does get a little bit of a mirror. Yeah, you can see my finger pretty good. But yeah, I can't really think of much else for the outside, um, yeah, we'll move on to the underbody. It's a Trailfinder 2 chassis with, I mean, it's been modified quite a bit. I ended up cutting probably an inch or two off the back just to fit the body, because the Trailfinder 2 is meant for a bigger body, bigger scale. This truck is probably somewhere in the 1/12 range. I kind of, sort of. There's some things based off 1/10, some off 1/12. As far as mounting the body to the frame, you get this little brass piece. Your screws go through that to the front, and then back on the back, you just got two little holes, two little drilled and tap holes to mount to the frame. Now, as far as the rest of it, I guess I'll just start from the front and go try to work my way back. But you got the snowplow mount. That's for the 3D printed snowplow that I made. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've probably seen the snowplow video. Then you got, of course, both of your connections for the snowplow. You got the connection for the winch and your servo to rotate left and right. This is the, I guess you'd call it speed controller or controller for the winch. That runs back to the receiver. You just got a typical standard servo. I just had it laying around and decided to use it. Next, for suspension, you get the Trailfinder 2 suspension, which is the 3-point, but I modified it a little bit to actually reduce some of the suspension travel, because wanted a little bit more realistic for a work truck suspension travel. So I ended up putting these little shocks in. They limit the travel down, and they add a little bit of resistance. The front, they're not very stiff. I did the same on the back. As you can see, they're a little bit stiffer, and they support a load a little bit better. As far as the axles go, they are, also, this is all disconnected because I'm actually painting the connecting piece for this right here, because it was still brass, so that's why that's like that. I'll have it all put back together and painted by the end of the video, I'm sure. The axles they're RC 4-wheel drive. I cannot remember the exact specs on them. I'd have to look it up. But the axles, they're a lot narrower. They a little bit more scale. The only bad part is with the axles for the Trailfinder 2 chassis, or that came with it, they were a lot larger in diameter, so I ended up having to make some shims to put in there to clamp them down so they won't flop around. But for the front, I think that's about it. Got a it is, of course, 4-wheel drive. You got two Punisher shafts driving the front and back. Got a 20-turn Novak TerraClaw motor running to, I think it's just an RC 4-wheel drive transmission. It's whatever comes with the Trailfinder 2 chassis. Then as far as all the electronics go, I run Spectrum on all my stuff. For the receiver, I run it off a DX8. Then you also got, for the sound, you got a Servonaut SMX. It is the turbocharged version, and then the SMT is a non-turbocharged version. I'm pretty sure they've came out with new versions of it. I think there's like an SM7, but it's basically the same thing. Then you also got, let's see, speed controller for the motor. That's nothing fancy. On this side, little 1800 milliamp LiPo battery to power it all. Little speed controller that runs to the back for the salt spreader on the truck, and then also it controls a little dump trailer that I got for it. Yeah, you also have, because I have to bind it for two separate trucks, I guess. I have a little bind plug down here so that I don't have to take everything apart to bind it for the snow plow or the dump bed profile on the receiver. I guess moving on, we got, I guess I didn't go over the wheels and the tires. Tires are RC four-wheel drive dirt grabbers. These are pretty stiff, but the reason behind that is I put steel BBs inside all of the tires to give it some more weight and to firm up the tires. So far, I mean, I've had very few traction issues. Then also the RC four-wheel drive Dick Seepick, I think I'm saying that right, wheels. I guess then you just got just a fake exhaust pipe, painted it black. Then you also got the hitch and the mount for it. The mount's 3D printed. Just bringing it all the way down to mount. I forget the brand of hitch, but if I can find it, I'll put it in the description. You got the hitch, and then I made a little brass mount to fit into the hitch to put the RC four-wheel drive Pintle hitch. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. All right, well, I think that wraps up everything for this truck build. I'm sure I've missed a detail or two, so if you guys see something that you want to know more on, just leave a comment. I'll try to answer it. Of course, if you want me to make any more videos, just let me know. I've got the salt spreader and the snowplow over here. I know they've been in other videos, but if you guys want to see the inner workings, stuff like that, feel free to let me know. I also got a dump truck and the skid steer, and then I've also got the black and yellow Peterbilt in that box. Haven't done much with it, but I think since my last video of my black and yellow Peterbilt, I have updated it quite a bit. That one's a long story, but yeah, if there's anything else you want me to make videos on, let me know. Full-size truck, whatever, just feel free to leave me a comment, and I will try to make something. So yeah, I think that's about it. Feel free to leave a like, share, and of course, if you feel like it, go ahead and subscribe. And I think that's about it. Thanks for watching.